Maybe they were about just keeping the peace, about keeping your partner happy. Back in the 70s, I heard things like, don't argue, don't upset him, just let it go. And maybe like me, you learned to mistake obedience for respect and silence for strength. Annie was taught the exact same thing, that the man was always right. It wasn't shouted, it was woven quietly through family dinners, quiet comments, and even women's magazines that told her how to smile more and speak less. Annie believed that to love meant to serve, to endure, and to forgive what wasn't hers to forgive. When she got married, she thought she was living by all the rules that kept families together. But those same rules, they started to suffocate her. Each time she spoke up, her husband would call her dramatic. If she cried, he would say, just keep it together, will you? And over time, she stopped asking, she stopped reacting, stopped existing except in places that he allowed. Now, make no mistake about it, Annie was not weak. She was conditioned by a generation that told her that women had to just hold it all together, even as it fell apart inside of them. And now, decades later, and many from Annie's generation are seeing it clearly and so differently. We're realizing that what was taught as love was often control, that respect was actually submission, and that keeping the peace came at the cost of our voice, our freedom, and in so many cases, our health. But here's the powerful part, and the part that matters today. We're breaking the cycle. Women, mothers, grandmothers, and even great-grandmothers are looking their daughters in the eye, and you know what they're saying? You don't have to live the way I did. You don't have to make yourself small to be loved. You don't need to submit to show respect. All of us were rewriting the script. Maybe you recognize yourself here. Maybe you grew up watching someone like Annie, someone who gave and gave until she just forgot who she was. Or maybe you're the one trying to unlearn what love is not. Either way, this message is for all of us. Annie's story began in the 1970s. The echo of those lessons is still heard today, though. Whenever someone says quiet to keep the peace, or apologizes just to stop an argument, or questions their worth because someone taught them that love means sacrifice. And this isn't only about women, it's about anyone who was raised with the belief that control equals care, that silence equals safety, and then that compliance equals love. We don't have to keep passing that message down anymore. We can teach our sons, our granddaughters, that empathy is strength. We can teach our children, our grandchildren, that confidence isn't cruelty. And we can teach ourselves that boundaries aren't walls. They're doors that lead to space and lead to peace. Annie's story isn't just about one woman's pain. It's about collective healing. It's about seeing what was once invisible. It's about the power of saying it stops here. And that's the beauty of this moment in time. We are the generation that gets to choose differently. We get to tell the truth out loud, to model respect in both directions, and to remind the next generation that love and equality should never compete with each other. This one's for the woman who was taught to obey and is now learning to lead. For the men who were taught to dominate and are now learning to listen. For the sons and daughters who are learning that love doesn't demand silence, it invites honesty. And for everyone brave enough to break the cycle, even when it means standing alone at first. You are not undoing your past. You are rewriting the future. I'm Keil Hackley, attorney, author of the book Undercurrent, and your host here on the Are You Annie podcast. Annie's story reminds us that truth matters, especially the quiet truths that once went unheard. These are the stories that break cycles, heal generations, and light the path forward. Please tell us your story, because your story could break someone else's cycle. As always, thank you so much for showing up here, for speaking up and speaking your truth. And never forget, you are stronger than you ever believed. You are a warrior against narcissistic abuse. You are tenacious, and you're never going to give up on your dreams. I know it. Until next time, I honor your courage, and you are not alone. And I will see you soon. Thank you.